Stitchy friends, my name is Amanda Corbett. It's November 2nd. Welcome to the Starlight Stitching Co. Flosstube video number 2. First up, I have a previous finish. Let's see if I can get it in there without the glare. This is the pattern called La Pensée Positive by Jardine Privé. It's actually a free pattern on her blog, and I'll link to it. I stitched this earlier this year on 18 count Artiste fabric from Hobby Lobby in the color Vintage, so it kind of looks like a gray marble. I used as close to the called for colors as I could. I didn't have all of the colors exactly, but I got as close as I could to it. And then I recently finished it in this custom frame from the Rusty Roof on Etsy. They do really beautiful custom frames and will give you the exact size that you need for your project. And they're really reasonably priced. So I will make sure to add a link to their Etsy shop so you can find them. But close up of some of the detail. I just love it, and I love the message. It says, "The way to happiness. Keep your heart free from hate, your mind from worry. Live simply, expect little, give much. Scatter sunshine, forget self, and think of others." So this is something I plan to have hanging up year-round. And I just wanted to share that from a recent finish. You'll have to excuse me, my voice is a little scratchy. I've been dealing with some seasonal allergies that just won't go away. So we'll have to deal with that. I received a question last time on this piece. This is Lori Holt's Flea Market Flowers. And I stitched it on a 14 count fabric flare pale gray gingham, I think is what it's called. You can barely see it. And this is in another Rusty Roof custom frame. I originally ordered the frame in white, but then once I had the fabric inside the glass, it just made the fabric look really dirty. So I decided just to paint it up in some blue colors. Several mistakes in there. Oh well, it's done. Let's see if I can get this hung back up. It's there, so we're gonna leave it. The next one I have is actually a new start, a finish, and a fully finish. I don't know who I am lately. Maybe having a Flosstube is giving me some more motivation to actually fully finish pieces, because that's not usually how it goes. So this is Acorn and Pumpkin. The pattern is from Stitches with Ethel on Etsy. And I stitched it on 14 count white chocolate Aida. I did not use the called for colors. My DMC collection is still a total mess. Hopefully in a couple weeks I'll have that sorted out and I'll be able to share that with you. But the colors I used are Classic Colorworks. We've got Baking Tin, Black Coffee, River Rocks, Queen Bee, Pea Pod, and then I used a Southern Fried Floss Spiced Pumpkin for the orange, or one of the oranges. And then I found a DMC for the darker orange. And I didn't have the exact pink that was called for in the pattern. It's only used on the mouse's cheek, nose, and ear. So I substituted that. And this is finished on the pumpkin that I shared last time from Scarlet Sky Designs. And I will make sure to link to her Etsy shop. She has some amazing backers. But I saw this pumpkin. I left it sitting out on my table because I didn't want to break the layers or lose a piece. And I just kept thinking, what am I going to put on it? What am I going to put on it? And then I thought about the pattern, Acorn and Pumpkin, that I'd shared in my haul. It's like, well, I should just stitch that up. So it took me about a week here and there, It was pretty quick to stitch. And then I just stained this piece and the stem with some special walnut stain. I raided my husband's wood shop. I made sure to put it back, but I borrowed it and used a little bit of his special walnut stain. And then I used acrylic paint to paint the pumpkin. And I also added I don't know if you can see, but it's like a chocolate brown color with a coppery metallic in it to the stem. And then I just finished this on some sticky board. First time using sticky board. It was interesting. One layer with the stitching and one layer just with some black and white polka dot fabric from my stash. Some stitching with the Housewives gingham ribbon, some twine, and a old Stampin' Up button that I've had in my stash for several years. Very cute. I love it. My fall and Halloween decorations are coming down very soon, so I can start putting up Christmas. So I'm kind of sad to see this one get tucked away. It may have to stay out for a little bit longer. I did back stitch around the candy corn to make the white show up a little bit better. It wasn't showing up very well on this white chocolate Ada, but very cute. I love it. I'll add in a quick little video showing me painting the pumpkin and finishing the cross stitch. So if you don't want to see that, you can just skip ahead a couple of minutes. So that's all I have for my finishes. I will say this is my first time just using the floss on a ring and leaving it like this in my bag. And I gotta say, it looks pretty ratty now. So I'm not sure I like that method of storing floss, but you gotta try it to find out, right? So now for my whips. I actually got quite a bit of stitching done. And this is Autumn Love by Lori Holt. Here's the cover sheet. Very pretty. This is one that will take a while to get done. And I've got this in a Starry Owl Stitchery project bag. Very nice size, very well made. I love them. I like bags that are, for one, fully covered on the front with fabric instead of the vinyl. Because we go camping a lot, if you leave hand-dyed fabric inside vinyl in the sun for 20 minutes, it's going to fade your fabric. I found that out the hard way. So I prefer the full fabric front bags and ones that are a little bit stiff, because I will take some of these little binding clips or wonder clips, and when I'm stitching out camping in my chair, I'll just use the clip to clip my pattern to my bag, and maybe even on the side if the wind is blowing, I'll clip it down here. And I'll just use the bag to hold my pattern on my table, on my camping chair, or on my lap, and that really helps keep my pattern handy for me. So I love using the little binding clips. I'll also use them to clip the fabric. It's like, this is a very large piece of fabric, so I would roll it up like this, always the back towards the stitching, so it kind of protects the front of my fabric, and then I would just clip it out of the way of the stitching. But this is my progress. So after my last Flosstube video, I pulled it out and I realized that the two stars over here, I had used the dark brown from like the tail of the squirrel, and it's supposed to be the dark gray from the roof, so I had to unpick that and restitch the outsides of those stars. I finished the rest of the stars all the way around, and I got started on that scalloped border. You can see Lulu's observing. She thinks I'm talking to her. But I'm really loving how that white scallop border looks on this fabric. And this fabric is 28 count Laguna, and the color is tea dyed. So let me get this tucked away so Miss Lulu doesn't try running off with it. Next up, I've seen on some Flosstube videos several times where someone will have what they call Sabbath stitching, so something that they work on only on Sundays. I believe Java Girl Stitches, and I think Lori Holt, and Jessica at Sweetwater Stitcher. I think they all have a Sabbath stitch. So this one I pulled out a whip that I think I started on Christmas last year. And this is Oh Holy Night. And I got a little bit, some of this was done because it was a whip, but I got a little bit done on it this last Sunday. And I am stitching this on a 14 count opalescent fabric that I hand dyed with indigo Rit dye. And the color, there we go. That's a good representation of the color. And I have plans to finish it on this nativity backer that I picked up from Chantel's 141 Design Company last year. So I've had this for quite a while. So I'm excited to maybe get that finished for this Christmas and have it on display. I love a good nativity. Next whip is Christmas Rules from Primrose Cottage Stitches. Oh, a mouthful. So here's the pattern. This is a sew along with Cornhusker State Stitcher. And I got part 1 done on Sunday. I had actually forgotten which day this sew along started. I thought it started on Sunday, but really it started on Saturday. Sophie, late last week, had come down with the flu, so it has been trying, just helping her overcome the flu. She's flu-free now, but still dealing with some congestion and sinus issues, so sleep is still not consistent the entire night. We're getting there. 'Tis the sickness season, as they say. So on Sunday, I managed to get all of this stitched on this beautiful 32 count raw gold Belfast linen. I've had so many questions on Instagram about what the fabric is, but you can just see how sparkly it is. And I cannot wait to see what this looks like when it's done. Now again, I've completely changed the colors. The DMC, it's just not worth it. We'll get there. We'll get the DMC figured out. So right now, I don't have a clutch in here. I need to fix that. Because I really do like stitching with my clutch. It keeps everything organized. So these are just hanging out in the bag. I think I showed the colors last time, so I won't really go through them all. But here they are. Classic Color Works and Week Style Works. So I'm so excited to see this come together on this very beautiful piece of fabric. I had my serger out, so I went ahead and serged the other side to keep it from fraying. Love it. Kind of can't wait to start on the next part. Is it the weekend yet? Almost Friday. And I have 2 more whips. I've actually gotten a lot of stitching done this last week. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully I can keep it up. So my next whip is Magic Fairy. And I am stitching this on a printed fabric that I got from Etsy. And I'm using the DMC glow-in-the-dark thread. I was not able to get a picture of it glowing very well. I think maybe I need to leave it out in the sun for a little bit. But then again, I'm also afraid of it fading the background. And I gotta say, this DMC floss is a struggle to work with. I don't know if you can see that. Each strand is actually 2 strands that are twisted together. So when you're stitching, it's like 4 of these little delicate strands. I use thread conditioner on it to help get it to cooperate, but it is still a challenge. I kind of wish I had just done B5200, but we're already almost done. So I got the rest of the fairy outlined. I got most of her wings in, and I got this little swag with the star in. So I've just got to finish this wing down here and then fill in this fairy silhouette, and then I'm done. And it'll be ready to fully finish. Oh, I forgot to show the bag. Another Starry Owl stitchery bag. Love them. They're very nicely made. And the last whip I worked on, I got quite a bit of progress on Christmas in Pink by Curie E. Batakuri. I'm stitching this on a Witch-Old 18 count Aida in silver white that I hand dyed with some aquamarine Rit dye. So I got a lot done. Before last time I just had this present here and then part of the lines for this present here. So I finished the outlines for the stack of presents and the outline for the sleigh. And right now I'm stitching the rails of the sleigh. So I've got this sleigh here still needs to be all filled in with white. But we're moving along. So maybe there is hope that I will actually get it finished before Christmas. We shall see. All right. That does it for whips. So next up, let's talk about haul. First, I want to share what came in the October Clutch Club box. I should have kept all the pieces, but I didn't. So here, let me stick this. So it came with this beautiful needle minder from Cotton and Clay UK. It also came with 10 of these binding clips, Wonder Clips. I've already swiped some of them to use in my projects. I really do use them all the time. It also came with this custom-made Starlight Stitching Co. floss holder. I do recommend that you take an alcohol wipe or a rag with rubbing alcohol and wipe around the edges and inside each of the holes, just to get rid of any remaining residue from laser cutting so it doesn't discolor your floss. But after that, you should be good. There's plenty of space on the back where you could just write in pencil what your colors are, and then you can erase it or lightly sand it when you're done. Or if you choose, you could seal this with a clear spray sealer. So it's got the I Heart cross stitch, and these were made by Chantel's 141 Design Company. It was a one and done run. I do have some extras that I will put in the shop probably in December, maybe. Try to give the folks in the Clutch Club, you know, first dibs at using them. I've used them, I tested it out. I like it. It holds the floss well. It's designed to fit perfectly inside of the vinyl pocket of your clutch. So it's very nice. And this was the clutch that came in the box. Beautiful fall leaves with some metallic gold. And then the binding is a green text print, like script print, and the print is in gold as well. And it came with this charm. This one is mine. There's usually at least one in the bunch that ends up a little bit wonky. Excuse me. And I'll keep the wonky one for myself. Inside I've got my floss for Christmas rules. Yes, I'm using a fall clutch for a Christmas pattern because I actually don't keep very many of the clutches for myself. Sometimes I'll keep one that I absolutely love. Inside the box, you also got an information card with a description of my thoughts behind the theme for that box and the pattern, and information on the providers from everything that came in the box, because I like to try to support small businesses as much as possible. Also included came a download link for this Starlight Stitching Co. pattern. So you see the autumn leaves, the pumpkin, the quilt block, and the pumpkin. And I used an DMC Etoile thread. I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually sparkly on the swirls. So it's like the wind blowing the leaves. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. Little Miss Sophie decided to wake up a little early. I try to film early in the morning before she wakes up so it's nice and quiet. So if you hear some noise in the background, that's why. So this is the pattern that was included in the October Cross Stitch Clutch Club box. It was stitched on a 14 count fabric flare Aida. I forget what this pattern is called. Cracked wood or weathered wood, or some sort of wood. I don't remember exactly what it is. So this pattern will be available for PDF download in my shop in December. And for the finishing piece, this is the barn from Chantel's 141 Design Company, and I've just put them all on magnets and washers so I can switch all of them out. The bow is attached with a small rare earth magnet that I've had in my stash forever. Simple bow. Ribbon came from Hobby Lobby. Wood button came from Walmart, I think. And then I just used some of the floss from the pattern to tie a little bow on the button. Simple finish. Very cute. I like it. All right. So, next up I have haul. And boy, do I have haul. I have got to stop ordering stuff. So first up, I have my club subscription, the last one from the Shannon Christine Christmas Ornament Club for this year. So she's doing a 12 days of Christmas. I haven't even finished stitching day one, so maybe this is a project for all year next year. But we've got 11 pipers piping and 12 drummers drumming. Very cute. I also got in this Mill Hill kit, the snowman with the cardinal, and a Dimensions Santa ornament kit, as well as a Dimensions Gold Collection Twilight Angel kit. These all came from 123 Stitch, I think. And then I also picked up the Souvenirs of the Heart Home for Christmas. I saw this on someone's Flosstube recently. I don't remember whose, and had to have it. And while I was there, because, you know, nothing can ship alone, I also picked up this Snowbirds by Brenda Gervais. I love snowmen, so it's got snowmen and cardinals. So maybe I'll stitch that up this winter. And the Be Thankful by Brenda Gervais. I've seen a lot of people stitching this autumn, and just decided that I had to have it. I was totally enabled. So this will be a stitch for next year. And then I also picked up this, I believe this is a new pattern, Candy Cane Wishes by Brenda Gervais. And it is just so pretty. Again, a snowman, a cardinal, oval finish. What more could you ask for? It's gorgeous. Then I got from a nice little load from Chantal's 141 Design Company. I picked up this Teresa Kovic Jolly Truck Star ornament. And this hands-on design, Stitch Some Happy. I thought there was another pattern in there. But because I bought a pattern, she also sent me one of these floss flowers, which will be nice. Picked up some sticky board from her. First time I've ever used actual sticky board. I usually just get the foam core poster board from like Walmart. Some ornament blanks. Nice, decent size. This Halloween witched hat frame. Don't know what I'm going to stitch in it, but it was cute. Had to have it. So I'll have to find something to stitch in. This Halloween framelit. Again, don't know what I'm going to use it for. Patriotic framelit. And I also got some of her new box frames in different sizes. So I got a 6x6 and what is this, a 4x6 and a 6x8. And I recently got in a order from Scarlet Sky Designs for the next club box, so a little bit of a tease there. And she was so sweet and sent me this gorgeous frame. She had posted it on Instagram and I loved it. And I was just asking to get on the wait list to purchase it. And she was so sweet and sent me one that's already stained and everything. So now I just need to figure out what to stitch in it. I'm in the mood to stitch Christmas. And the design area is about 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. So if you have any ideas or suggestions on what I should put in here, let me know, because now I have to find the perfect thing to fill this little space so I can get this beautiful finishing piece on display. I also picked up a few finishing things from Walmart and Hobby Lobby. Okay, so these little tags came from Walmart. So did this little Christmas light string. And these two pretty wired ribbons. So snowflakes with red and some winter pine cones on a natural background. And then I also picked this up from Walmart. It's like a snowflake shelf sitter. If you know me, I'm kind of obsessed with snowflakes and snowmen for winter decor. So that does it for haul. It's definitely enough. Kind of went a little crazy there. It's about time to stop buying myself things. I always try to not buy myself anything close to Christmas. That way people have Christmas ideas for what to get me. Excuse me while I put all this stuff away. Or at least tuck it out of the way so Lulu doesn't try to destroy it. So plans, I do have an exciting plan for next year. I signed up for the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher Stitch and Stay retreat in Kansas City. The neat thing about it is it's at a hotel near the KCI airport in Missouri, which is only about 20 minutes away. So I'm really excited to get to go to my very first retreat. I hope to see some of you there. But that is next May. I think it's the weekend of the 19th and 20th in May. Don't count me on that. But I'll link to that below in case you would like to sign up to go as well. I plan to keep on stitching on my whips. Maybe I hope to get the fairy finished up. That's going to be a Christmas gift for someone, so it'll be nice to get that off of my list and start getting Christmas gifts and start getting Christmas decorations out, because it's November and that's when I like to get my Christmas decorations out. I'll keep working on, I really want to try to stay caught up with Christmas rules, but I also really need to get the Christmas in Pink pattern done, because that is also a Christmas gift for someone, and that's a large pattern. I don't know if I'm going to stitch the whole thing, but I do need to make some more progress on that. And we'll just see how things go from there. I do have a giveaway today. So on my Sabbath stitching piece, I used a 14 count opalescent Aida that had been hand dyed with indigo dye. And I have 3 pieces. And that's a pretty good representation of the color. I think it looks like a beautiful night sky, and you can see that there's some modeling in it. Each piece is just a little different when it comes to the modeling, but they're all about the same size. The usable area, so in other words, the area that does not include the selvage and the stitching on the edge. Brain not working. It's early in the morning. Serged. There we go. Not including the serged edge and the selvage edge. The usable area is 13 inches by 15 inches. So I have 3 of these. So if you would like to enter to win one of these, please comment on the video and tell me when you like to get your Christmas decorations out. When do you start pulling out the Christmas decor and decking the halls? I like to do it whenever I have time, and it's anytime after Halloween. Game on. It's time to break down or take down the Halloween and the fall decorations and start slowly getting out the Christmas stuff. And the keyword, if you'd like to enter to win this Aida, is Aida. So A-I-D-A, Aida. And just make sure you comment on the video anytime between now and the next video. So I will try to record a floss tube every 2 weeks, and I will try to record them on Thursday morning, so they should be up and posted by Friday morning, hopefully. It takes quite a while for a video to load up on YouTube. So if you would like to win, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Don't say free, don't say giveaway. We want to make sure, or I want to make sure, that this material goes to someone who actually stitches and actually wants to win it. Look at that sparkle. Isn't that just gorgeous? Okay, distracted. Please be over 18, because I'm going to have to ask for your mailing address. Please be in the USA only. I'm so sorry, but shipping is getting super expensive. So I will try to have some PDF pattern giveaways for international viewers at some point. So if you would like to win this, please use the comment Aida, or use the word Aida in the comments, because that's what I'll search for. And let me know when you like to get your Christmas decorations out. And also, if you have any suggested patterns for this piece, preferably in a Christmas theme, just let me know, because I would love to put something in this and get it up. Just a quick shop update. I am currently working on finishing up the cross-stitch clutches from the November 1st sale. I will be shipping out about half of those probably this Saturday, and the remainder of them next week before the end of the week. And then I need to get to work on designing the cross-stitch pattern that will come with the January Clutch Club box. So I have an idea of what I want to do for that. It's going to be a sentimental piece to me, and so I need to get to work on that. I would also like to really quickly say thank you so much to everyone who has been so kind and commented on my very first Flosstube video. Everyone has been very encouraging and kind, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend and you get some stitching in. And that's it. So, bye.